Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Southeast Termite and Pest Control, who I called this week. I told you last week I saw a couple of spiders. I did, and I called Southeast Termite Pest Control. I don't expect to see many spiders anymore. As the fall hits and winter hits and the temperatures go down, bugs are going to want in your house. Call my friends at Southeast Termite and Pest Control. They'll get those bugs and keep them out of your house. All right, back with our former Vols, our VFLs, our ex-Vols. I forget which term to call you. All right. This is our Huddle Up segment. We got a bunch of questions on Twitter. I'm going to try and get to as many as we can, so let's try and be rapid in our answers. Daniel, I'm going to start with you. Are the fourth quarter collapses due to conditioning? And I actually had a graphic on this, so this question was perfect. There you see what Tennessee's done in the first half against Oklahoma, Florida, and Arkansas. 175, 269, 275. Second half, 79, 150, 90. Is that conditioning, Daniel?
I don't think it's necessarily conditioning, but I do think it's depth. I think the guys are in great shape, and they've worked hard to get in that shape, but what it comes down to is, you know, there's a certain amount of plays that you can really play and play hard to the point, and it's usually between that 40 to 50 range is about the max. When you start going over that, your play is going to actually deteriorate because of it.
Which is the strong point of Arkansas's offense, which is built to run, you know, right at you and wear you down. Okay. Yep. Is it time to go to Quentin Dormady over Josh Dobbs? In August, he was going to win the Heisman. Now people are wanting Quentin Dormady. Is it time to at least look at Quentin Dormady? Silence.
I don't think so. Dobbs is a great quarterback. I just think that right now he's out of his element. He's with no read option last night. He has to have his feet. You got to move his feet in order for him to be able to get the ball where he needs to get it to. And they're not, for some reason, I don't know if it's him or them. Someone's not allowing the guy to use his feet.
I'll answer it this way. I think everything's on the table. I think at this point in the season, what you've seen, it's 2 and 3. I'm not saying it's Dormady or Dobbs, but I'm saying at this point in the season, what is it that you're not going to be looking at to say, could we have a better chance to win if this guy's in the game, in this situation, on these plays, whatever it is. I think you have to take a look at the coaching staff, has to look at themselves, and they've got to look at every position and say, does this guy give us the best chance to play to win or not?
Sterling, let me ask you, you've been in the middle of these things, you've seen them, you're still good friends with Andy Kelly, you guys handled it well and are still friends. Would it behoove Tennessee, rather than just yanking Dobbs and putting Dormady in, because then if he doesn't do well, you got to go back to Dobbs, would it be better for Tennessee to pick one series in the first half and say this is going to be your series, Quentin Dormady?
Well, you know, since we have not been doing that up to this point, I say no. The reason I say no, because you would hate to have your starter looking over his shoulder. I think we've gone Astro Dobbs to this point. We need to keep on going. My situation was different. You know, we were 6-0 when I got swapped with Andy, but you know, we prided ourselves on being three deep at each position. So anybody in our first top 3 can play. Andy played, made the plays, and because of that, we have 2 SEC championships in '89 and '90. But you know, I don't think we should change quarterbacks right now.
15 seconds to each of you. You're both wanting rebuttals.
Well, no defensive lineman ever goes, well, they got a guy behind me, so we don't need to put pressure on him that he needs to keep his job. It's only those quarterbacks that everybody worries about, oh, they've got competition now behind them mid-season.
But
no other position, though, do they say that's not a bad thing.
Okay.
All I got to say is look at Alabama this year when they set Coker and how it turned out to actually Coker's playing a lot better now. And so it could be something that could work out. Why not try it to give a spark?
All right, Sterling, I got this from a bunch of people.
Let's go.
It's after a loss. Why play third down for what when you're not stopping them on third down?
Well, last I checked, you know, we had a good third down ratio. Maybe we need to get a fourth down song. The fans love it. It creates the excitement inside the stadium, and right now I don't think third down is our problem.
All right, true or false, Tennessee should shelve the Smoky Grays next week, because the plan is for them to wear them against Georgia, which looks just desperate and silly to me, but should they shelve them or no?
I mean, let's put it this way. If people are concentrating on third down for what or Smoky Grays,
you get big.
Those are the problems on this team right now. You're missing the boat.
Daniel, let me ask you the last one. The only thing keeping this team from being in first place in the East is the coaching staff. True or false?
I think it's false, and I think it goes back to the Arkansas game. I don't think you put it on the coaching staff. And I think you can squarely put, being undefeated on lack of interior pass rush. Because even all the mistakes that the coaches have made, if you have a Jordan Williams, a defensive tackle that can get in there and really push the pocket so that quarterback can't step up, you're probably not in those scenarios.
All right. When we come back, quick slants. There's going to be a little something on Kamara, a little something on play action, which you rarely see. Why did Josh Dobbs run it so few times? Come on back on the Sports Source.
From East Tennessee to Kentucky, no job is too small for Benedict Construction. Electrical work, heating and air installation, even carports and garages. With a reputation for excellence, rely on the custom work of Benedict Construction.